So here's a funny post that was sent over to me about a boyfriend who does a fantastic job putting his girl in her place when she demonstrates just how crazily entitled she is, not to mention delusional about her importance and status in the relationship. And when you see or when you hear all the things that she has to say, it's just going to it'll back up the reasons why so many guys have walked away and are not interested in relationships, given the attitude of many gals nowadays. Title: Am I the a-hole for telling my girl that all she brings to the table is sex, and then she shouldn't be surprised that's what I want? And a shout out to Ash for sending me this story. He says, sorry, this is not incel rage bait. I'm not trying to get her to agree to free use or a bang maid or anything like that. My girlfriend and I were having a discussion about our future. She used the phrase, what do you bring to the table? There you go. What does the guy bring to the table? Well, what does the guy usually bring to the table, gentlemen? Usually money, usually security, usually all sorts of things that you women like to have to feel safe in the relationship and make their lives easier. Then there's the question, what does she bring to the table? I said that my job made our lifestyle possible, that I did my share of the household chores, and that I always treated her with respect. Well, clearly you treat her too well because she has this attitude. She said that was the bare minimum. She said that she also contributes to our budget. She does. About 10% of our budget is from her. Then that's not a contribution. 10% whoopee. She is in school, so she doesn't work very much. I didn't care. I thought the plan was for her to contribute more once she got a job after she graduated. Apparently, that is not her plan. She wants to be a stay-at-home mom to our dogs because we are child-free. She's going to school, spending her time and money to go to school, but plans on actually having no job and wants to be a stay-at-home mom, even though you don't have kids, but you have dogs. Oh, okay. And therefore go from contributing not even 10% to no percent and just stay there watching freaking reruns all day long. Yeah, no. And what does she bring to the table? I mean, unless she is a 10 in the looks department, looks, body type, and is giving him BJ 16 times a day, and even then that doesn't count, she's not contributing anything. So I said to her that if all she brings to the table is SCX, then I would expect it to be all the time as a joke. I wouldn't say that as a joke. I would say that quite seriously because she had been quite serious with her list of demands. She did not take it that way. She said that I earn enough for both of us and that she would be doing lots of other stuff for us. Like what? What, you might put the dishes away? That thinking of her as just for SEX was demeaning. I asked for examples, but she couldn't give me any except for her half of the chores. If he's paying all the bills and she's not working, she's going to be doing all the chores. Grocery shopping, appointments, taking the card if it needs to be taken in for an oil change, vacuuming, washing the dishes, folding laundry, everything. She can match whatever hours or effort he's putting in the workplace to what she's doing at home. So she would want me to work, support her, and do half the housework in return for exactly what? Watching my dogs? I said that was not going to happen. She could either contribute fairly or we were not going to work because I don't want a bang maid. There you go, man. She's testing the water to see what she can get away with. Clearly, she's already accurate that she can get away with a lot because you're contributing 90% of the bills. And what does she bring to the table? I mean, she's asking, what does he bring to the table? And a guy is an asset that appreciates in value over time because as time goes on, his skills develop in whatever career he's chosen. He's going to earn more money and all that. But as a woman, if her only card to play is her body, well, newsflash, people age, men and women. And as the saying goes, men age like Sean Connery and women age like Sean Connery. And so she may be a smoking hottie in her mid-20s in her prime, sure. But eventually, she's going to get older. Wrinkles will develop around her eyes and her forehead. Her hair will start to gray. I'm sure she can color it a different color, but fine. The boobs will start sagging. Then the boobs will start sagging a whole lot. Then her pussy hair is going to start turning gray. There's going to be wrinkles and cottage cheese on her ass. You get the point here. So she's a depreciating asset if the only card she has to play is her body and looks. Now, if she was a great person and loving and loyal and supportive, okay, fine, we all age, no problem. I got no problem there. I'm not going to, I'm a realist. But she's not a nice person. She's not loving. She's not loyal. She's not supportive. She's a fucking entitled brat. So on that basis, she is nothing but an SCX maid. And she shouldn't be having a temper tantrum over him calling her it. I also want to save money. Right now I'm subsidizing her life. So I'm not putting in as much in my retirement as I would like. Yeah, well, that's a stupid ass mistake, dude. She said she wasn't serious about staying home, but she's angry with me for what I said. I was just trying to make light of what I thought was a ridiculous idea. No, she meant everything she said. She wasn't joking. Bullshit. She was testing the water. She wanted to see what she could get away with, and you called her on it, so good for you. So my friend, it is time to get rid of this leech. You want to be with a gal that wants to contribute, wants to help, wants to make your life easier. Not acting like she's the Queen of Sheba with a smoking hot body and you should kiss the ground she walks on because she's so beautiful in her 20s. Guess what? There's 8 billion people on the planet. Half of them are women. And believe me, of that half, there's plenty of ugly ducklings. But there are plenty of pretty gals that actually are all right. And if the guy handles himself right, she wants to be a good girlfriend, good wife. Go for those types. She's not worth it. You're never going to build any wealth or anything like that, let alone just prepare for a retirement in 40, 50 years with her around. It's never going to work. She's going to piss all your money away. And it'll just go work. And she'll probably cheat on you while you're off working. And you're going to have a dirty house. And frankly, I wouldn't trust your dogs around someone like this. So, all jokes aside, it's time to end it with her and move on. But it might be tricky getting her out of the apartment, but sooner rather than later. Now some comments. And most of them, I might add, are from women. First one from a woman. She says, "You are not the a-hole." This is from a chick, guys. "But you're going to have to choose whether you want to be this woman's meal ticket when she just stops putting effort into your life. Anyone who's asking you to subsidize her existence, whether she's going to school or not, and then has the absolute balls to ask you what you bring to the table is seriously entitled. Why is she even going to school if she wants to stop working and be a dog mom on your dime? Because she probably wants to have the degree, to say she has the degree for status. This is not healthy or sustainable, and you need to have a serious conversation." Well, I agree with everything she said about the conversation. No, there's no conversation. You need to end it with her. When she thinks this guy's going to end it with her, then next thing you know, she's going to deny she meant any of this. Another one. This is from another woman. She says, "I'm a woman. I can't believe there are still people who think they don't have to bring something to the table. If you want a big house, a nanny, vacations, whatever, you need to put the effort into reaching your goals. Is it laziness, entitlement, delusion? By the way, this applies to people who think they don't need to cook or do laundry or take the kids to the doctor. People do better." Amen. Another one. Not the a-hole. "It always amazes me when people are in relationships and get upset their partners want or expect SCX. Like, did you think we were roommates and I just pay your bills? If you wanted companionship, you have dogs, you don't need her. Also, she wasn't joking. She is pre-gaming you for what she expects to come. You didn't perceive it as she wanted, You didn't perceive it as she wanted, and she needs you to continue to support her while she gets through school, so you brushed it off as a joke. She will bring it up again and again and again. And each time you will bring up more things you do that aren't enough if you add more. It will still be the bare minimum in her opinion." In other words, this is not going to work. She's going to backtrack when she sees you're serious, and it could jeopardize the free lifestyle she has because she only contributes 10% to the relationship, and this guy's a fucking idiot for doing that, but a lot of guys do that. I should have smacked him multiple times. You guys like me to smack people. My apologies. It's Monday. I'm not thinking straight here, but he deserves lots of smacks. So there you go, guys. And one more. One guy says, "Bro, the situation is why people ask this. Because a lot of people, men and women of course, generally have a bonked-ass idea of the bare minimum. Your girl is like a lot of women on TikTok who threw their shit over the 'what do you bring to the table' line. All while talking about how their personal bare minimum from a man is equal to him making simply $100,000 a year. But in excess of that, with little recognition of anything she would contribute." TikTok, social media, a lot of it is just garbage, but TikTok is the worst. In your girlfriend's case, she absolutely seriously thinks that you bring 100% breadwinner and fulfilling half of the household workload while she loafs around the house as bare minimum. Yet she is not putting anything forward other than SCX to suggest she'll be meaningful, adding to the household. Now she's flipping the script, denying the accusation, and reversing the victim and offender of the situation, which is a manipulation tactic so thoroughly acknowledged that my phrasing it is a recognized abbreviation, i.e. DARVO. Look it up. Well, I don't need to look up Darvo. I just know that she's an asshole. So it's time to kick her to the curb, bro, and move on. And have a better screening process. And unless your girlfriend in the future is willing to equally contribute towards the bills and everything else, not worth your time. End of story.